Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I have another Power Rangers Beast Morphers review for you. Finally, right? I know you all have been wanting more Power Rangers content, and finally it's here. It's been a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the right word is, but essentially we haven't had much. There haven't been many Beast Morphers toys released yet. They're kind of slowly trickling out over the course of the year. In the fall, we're going to get the Zords, all that kind of stuff. But we have the second wave of releases for the action figures. And we have the Cybervillain Roxy and the Jack Beast Bot, which if you've watched the show, you know his name is Jax, not Jack. So there you go. All right, typo already. So yeah, here they are. Very excited about these. I've seen these in person at New York Toy Fair, but I'm glad to finally get my hands on them and actually really check them out. And we're gonna look at the Morph-X Keys and everything as well, which is very exciting. So yay, more Beast Morphers figures. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. So here is Cybervillain Roxy, and I already love the nice metallic looking paint there. That looks really cool. She of course comes with a Morph-X Key that is designed after her design, which is really neat. And then you have some artwork of the character right there, which also I didn't notice this. So it says Escape right there on her forehead, which for those that don't know, in Go Busters, the Sentai that Beast Morphers is adapted from, she was a character named Escape in an actual purple outfit. So they recolored her and everything. So I guess that's a reference to that. But now I'm wondering, does her in the show, does her face say Escape on it? I don't remember seeing that, but I might have missed it. Because that's interesting to have Escape written on there, because, I mean, that was her name in the Sentai. So, I don't know, just kind of an interesting little thing I wanted to mention. But in the back here, you have the packaging, so mentioning other figures in the line that you can get, and then, of course, little picture and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, there's that. Then we have the Jack Beast Bot, or Jax, as I'm going to call him. And so, this is interesting, because unlike the other Beast Bots that were in the slightly bigger style packaging, because Jax is smaller, they can fit him into this smaller packaging just like the other regular figures here. And so you do get a Morph-X Key based off of Jax, so you do have that little face there. You get some carrots and stuff as well, so there you go. Really cool artwork in the back as well. And here's the back. So you get a little excuse me, a little propeller thing to attach on the top. The carrots can attach on the sides, it looks like, as well. So yeah, I'm excited to play around with it and see what it looks like. So we have our two latest figures. So here they are, Roxy and Jax. So without further ado, let's get these open and take a look. Alright, so here we have Roxy and Jax out of their packaging. So let's take a look at Roxy first. So here she is right here. And I will say, first of all, as I kind of quickly mentioned when we were looking at the packaging, I love the metallic paint that they used. It's definitely a really nice look. It's a really interesting color too. We don't really get this type of sort of darker green color like this. So I love the fact that they use this color for her design, and it certainly looks really nice. Great detail on the figure too. These figures for $10, like, it's pretty amazing. The paint and detail that went into creating these. But I love the design, I love the paint, and I think it translated really nicely to this figure. And so she, of course, has this little cape here as well. So it's pretty solid, but, you know, it's kind of bendable a little bit, but it's going to fold right back to its position there. So in terms of articulation then, so let's take a look. So the head will rotate all the way around and up and down a little bit, as well as side to side. And then the arms rotate around and then move upwards a little bit. The little piece right there sort of hinders any more movement upwards. You do have elbow articulation forwards and a little bit backwards. This whole arm piece does rotate as well. And then you have the hand, which is it's like straight attached onto here. So the hand does not have any rotation or movement there. And so with this arm as well, you're going to have the same sort of you know, movement and limitations there. So what you're going to find is the villain figures tend to have more limited articulation than the actual Ranger figures, which is a bit of a bummer, especially because you have like Blaze and now Roxy, which are basically almost like Rangers in some of their designs. And so it's kind of a bummer to not have the full articulation. Another example of that is the legs. So the legs do move forward and back, right? But they do not move like apart at all, which is the same thing that the Tronic and Blaze figures had as well. So it looks like they're continuing that with the villains. And my guess is the villain figures might require a bit more detail and paint, and so because of all their intricacies. And so I assume it's a cost-cutting measure then because of the trade-offs there. And also the fact that if you have a wave of figures, you might be able to put more money into certain ones and cut down on some others. So it's an unfortunate byproduct of that. So that kind of sucks right there. But, you know, the leg does bend here at the knee and also rotates around as well. So you do movement there. The foot does not move at all. It's straight attached like that. Which again, because the legs cannot move apart, you're really limited at your leg articulation. Like if you want her to be able to stand properly, she's standing straight up. You want any kind of like posing like this, she's not going to be able to stand straight because this leg can't move outwards. So you kind of have to twist her foot and bend it a little bit, which is going to look a little odd, you know? So posing it in different ways doesn't really work super well with this figure, which is kind of unfortunate. But if you just want a straight, you know, standing pose, I guess, like on display, that's pretty good looking. So yeah, really interesting design. I also like these little pieces that go around the shoulders here and the back. So really, really nice. So she comes with 2 accessories here, 2 little blaster things. And so essentially they look to be the same thing, just one is black and one is silver. So I guess it's nice that we have 2 different colors. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head in the show, you know, what colors they were or what, or are they even from the show? I think they are. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're really interesting looking designs. And of course she can just hold them as I'm showing you here. So, oops. At least her arms have a decent bit of articulation so that you can have some poses with these blasters, like, you know, however you want to have them. But yeah, definitely pretty cool. I like these accessories. And then, just like with any of these other figures, she does come with a Morph-X Key. So let's take a quick look at the Morph-X Key up close. So here is the Morph-X Key. So very much designed just like her as is. So similar paint scheme and similar structure here, which is really, really cool looking. They use sort of this like brighter green plastic for the actual key part right there, which is very similar to some of the other villains, or at least Blaze. I guess to simulate the Morph-X or something, you know? But, and then, just like with the other figures, you can attach it onto the arm, so it sort of becomes like a pseudo weapon of sorts, if you would like, as well. So that's another option. So lots of flexibility here in what you can do. So we're going to take a look at the key with the Morpher a little bit later, but I just wanted to show that while I'm looking at Roxy. So now let's take a look at Jax right here, or Jack as the packaging calls him. And really cool. So this back piece was separate in the package, so you just attach it in the back right there, and there you go, essentially to simulate sort of the front of the chopper when it transforms into a Zord, which this one cannot transform, but just, you know, to be more accurate. But it looks pretty good. I like, it's a simple design, you know, but you have as much paint detail as you're going to need to really get the basic concept across. So definitely pretty cool. And actually, you know, surprisingly, you know, decent bit of articulation. So the head does rotate all the way around. And then you actually have the ears also move up and down as well. So lots of posability there. These pieces do rotate all the way around as well. And then you have wheels on the bottom there. This bottom piece does not move and there's no wheels there. It's just a solid piece. But that's actually kind of nice because if you want them to stand, you can have them stand straight like that. And that kind of acts as a bit of a stand. And if he was moving, you know, the arms forward, well, he still stands up perfectly. He's not like an R2-D2, or I mean, I guess he could be. in this sense, where actually, and this is how the wheels function too, if you want them to roll around like that. But R2-D2, actually, now that I think about it, it's been a while since I've had an R2-D2 figure. He does kind of balance a bit more in the middle too. So never mind. I was gonna say like how R2-D2 is more designed to be like this as its main sort of look, right? Whereas Jax probably, I assume this is more the default state. But I guess you could go either way on it. But yeah, still pretty decent. I mean, he pretty much does everything that you need him to. And that's already a huge bonus over the previous Beast Bots that we got. Because as you've seen, right, so I'll bring over the previous ones real quick. He does not look normal with this tire attached to his hand permanently, right? It adds more posability, or not posability, but flexibility in transforming it. Like, you have the tire here and you can transform it and it works great, but it looks odd as is, as a Beast Bot, right? Here, you don't have that issue. Smash is not as bad, but you have the glowing fist hands because they're missiles, so that part's odd. Again, Jax, you don't have that problem. So that's pretty fantastic. And you still get some added flexibility here because he has some accessories. He comes with this like little propeller head right here as well. So you just can move down the ears and there's a little hole right at the top. So this just sort of pegs right in. And essentially, I don't really know if this is supposed to be in the front or back or however you want to do it, but I guess you have the flexibility to move that around. But then this at the top can spin around. So, there's no extra thing, like you can't spin him and he flies upwards or does something like that. Like there's no pull string and this spins or anything like that. Which would have been nice, but for a basic figure like this, I mean, this is all that I would have expected, and they delivered on that. So there you go. You got a little propeller head. The other thing that he does, because carrots are a big thing, of course, with any rabbit, but also in the show, I believe carrots were used as like missiles and stuff. So unfortunately, you can't fire these carrots or anything. That would have been really cool. Instead, all you can really do is just attach them to the sides here, which I don't believe that's a thing in the show, is it? I don't know. At least a few episodes in, I don't remember carrots just floating on the sides of Jax like this. So that looks really odd to me. I don't think I would ever really use this, but technically you can. So there you go, I guess. It looks a little odd, but they also serve a second purpose. And that purpose is the Morph-X Key being attached to Jax. So if you want it attached, it actually, without the carrot, there's no solid way for this piece to be attached onto Jax. So in order to keep that functionality of, hey, you have a Morph-X Key, you can use it with not just the Morpher, but the included action figure, right? They have the carrot because this serves as a way to attach the Morph-X Key. And now you got Jax rocking this key, although he becomes a little heavy on one side and it kind of falls over, but you can fold this back, and there you go. Now you have something that is still a bit side heavy and just kind of falls over. But, I guess it's a thing. Added options, I guess. I don't know. So again, it's not something that I would really be doing, but I guess they had to include it so you could attach the Morph-X Key. So here's the Morph-X Key. I do think it looks really odd because I guess they tried to take some of the dials on the face there, but that's not what those dials look like. It kind of looks like a little dog. Like that's the dog nose and like those are the eyes. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it kind of look like a dog? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It looks really odd to me personally. Doesn't even look like this part either. So really weird, but I guess it's a thing. And they went with the orange key because carrots, like I like the purposeful color scheming, they didn't just use random colors or whatever. Like they did something that makes sense with the theme of the character. So that is appreciated. So with that being said, that's Roxy and Jax, and I think they're pretty cool figures. I think, they're going to have their limitations. I'm pretty sold on Jax. I think it's a pretty solid figure. Roxy is just limited by some of the articulation that also Blaze and the Tronic figures have as well. So it's kind of a bummer with the villains, but still, I think it's still worth the purchase because it's a really cool design and a great character in the show so far as well. So with that being said, let's take a look at the Morph-X Keys with, here it is, the Beast-X Morpher. So let's get this thing going.
Are you ready? Say
Whoops.
it's morphin' time.
Sorry. I'm trying to even remember how this thing works. Okay, so, alright, now it's on. Yes, this is how I want to hold it. And let's try... Actually, let's do Jax first, because Roxy's going to hack the Morpher, right? So, here we have the Jax key.
Hey, don't call me cute.
I love his voice, because it's so off-putting at first, like you don't expect it, but then it grows on you, and you love it, you know?
Don't forget your carrots, Yellow Ranger.
There you go. We didn't forget the carrots. So it's also funny because that's not his exact voice from the show. So they got somebody that kind of sounds like him or that accent, but it's a little off. So it's kind of interesting. But
Hey, don't call me cute.
so there you go.
Rangers,
But
it's go time.
and then the standard Rangers, it's go time that they always do. So now let's morph.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time. So there you go. So you have that.
Unleash the beast.
So you get the idea. All right, so there we go. That is the Jax key right there. Now let's take a look at the Roxy key. And just like any other villain, it should hack the Morpher. So let's see what happens. Oh, do I have to turn it off because I already morphed? Let's do that.
I can't help that I'm bad. I'm programmed this way.
And again, it's not the exact voice, but they try to get somebody similar to her. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it, you know.
Surrender, Rangers.
Okay.
I can't help that I'm bad. I'm programmed this way.
Not today, Rangers.
And then they threw in that voice, I guess, of Evox.
Surrender, Rangers.
All right, so now let's try and morph. Or actually, let's see. So you get those sort of, like, glitchy sounds right now, all right? So let's morph.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time. So different sound, of course, and then...
The Morph-X is mine.
I can't help that I'm bad. I'm programmed this way.
Not today, Rangers.
There you go. I don't think there's any other unique sounds, but just in case.
Victory is mine, Rangers.
Yeah, I think the only unique sounds are really when you insert the Morpher and you get those character voices. But regardless, you know, it's nice to have that. So there you go. So now let me quickly gather the figures that we have and show them to you all together. Here they are so far, the basic line of Beast Morphers action figures, and they definitely look really cool overall. Again, there's certain issues with some of them, especially some of the Beast Bots, like Cruz is probably my least favorite out of these, and then the limited articulation on the villains. But still, look at the designs of the villains, look at the detail on the paint. So good. These action figures also are amazing. Lots of really, really cool stuff here, and overall, these are pretty fantastic. I mean, just look at this whole group together. You have the main core cast all together, except for, of course, Nate and the Gold Ranger and Steel. But guess what? Those are coming soon, and I'm excited about those as well. So this is only going to continue to grow and become even better. And look at these Morph-X keys as well. A great assortment of keys that you get a key with each figure. And so that's another great reason to collect these as well. Definitely looks really, really cool. And I love that added collector factor, especially the use with the Morpher. So overall, these are fantastic. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Roxy and Jax, and if you've picked them up as well. You can find them now at your local... I got these on... Where did I get them? Did I get them at Target? I think I got them at Target. But they're available Some people found them at Walmart. They're popping up occasionally online. So you just keep an eye out and you'll be able to find them if you need them. So there they are. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. Stay tuned for more Power Rangers videos on the way. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you later.